Hi, this is George Weigel. Welcome to my Garden Tip of the Week series. Let's go see what's going on in the garden today. You know, sometimes the plants that we think we're going to get when we're planting back in February don't always turn out to be what we thought they were going to be this time of year. Sometimes plants have a way of going wrong. You know, they get attacked by animals sometimes. They just don't turn out the way we always think. They break our hearts sometimes. So I got to thinking, what are some of the plants that I would give awards to if I were thinking of plants with dubious distinctions? And these are some I came up with. Tops on my list was the award for most likely to die from bugs. I'd have to give that award to the Dwarf Alberta Spruce, which is an upright evergreen that a lot of people plant, but the thing is, spider mites like it even more than people do. It's not really a case of if the mites are going to find your Alberta spruce, it's a matter of when. When they do, it starts to brown out. And the worst part that I see is it might not happen until you bought two of them in front of your house and one of them gets the bugs and dies and the other one doesn't. Second award I'd give would be for the most bloodthirsty plant, which I'd have to call that the Pyracantha, firebush. This is a plant that has huge thorns. You'd be holding your own in a samurai battle with a couple of thorns off of this plant, I'll tell you. And one thing I think too, the fruits of it are kind of a reddish orange. I think they get that color from the blood of gardeners trying to prune the thing. Just really dangerous plant, so be careful. Wear your thick, heavy gloves when you try to prune that plant. The plant for most likely to die from disease, I'd have to call that the tomato. It's a great plant. It used to be easy to grow, I think, but these days, there's so many diseases out there, especially septoria leaf spot and early blight. The plants just shrivel up and brown, and even when you try to spray, it doesn't keep them alive much longer than mid-September, at least in my garden. So that would be the one that breaks my heart in the vegetable garden. The plant that's most likely to die no matter what, I'd like to show you that one in my garden, but I don't have it since I've killed 3 of them already. Mountain laurel. It's our state flower, so you would think that this shrub would do pretty well in gardens, but the problem is our gardens are a lot different than the native environment where a mountain laurel would want to grow. They really don't like the clay and the shale and the lousy soil and even the heat and sun we tend to plant mountain laurels in. But I've tried everything. I just can't keep them alive, and I don't think too many people can either, so that's a tough one. Most likely to get eaten by rabbits, I'd have to say the pansy. I can put a pansy out and 5 minutes later they're all gone. Rabbits just eat them to the ground, so I've pretty much given up on those. And finally, most likely to get eaten by groundhogs, I would have to say cabbage. It's a favorite of groundhogs, and instead of eating just 1 or 2 to the ground, what they'll do is they'll go down and eat about half of all 12 of your cabbages, so you end up with none. Well, that's my list of plants of dubious distinction. You probably have your own set too, so take a look around the yard and have fun coming up with your own list. And in the meantime, see you next week on PennLive.com.